Well, we got a number that's pretty much in line with what Wall Street expected. 315,000 jobs created during the month of August, with 308,000 of those coming in private payrolls. We'll have to look in a moment. There could be a big seasonal factor with teachers going back to work, so this could be an overall larger number in non-seasonally adjusted sense. Manufacturing payrolls up 22,000. We did see some strength in that ISM report yesterday. Average hourly earnings come in weaker than anticipated, 0.3% up, which means the average year over year is 5.2%, unchanged from last month, but lower than the 5.3 that had been expected. Here's an optimistic number for the Federal Reserve. The labor force participation rate rises to 62.4 from 62.1. So a significant number of people going back into the labor force looking for jobs, and that is something the Fed wants to see. The U6 underemployment rate, interestingly enough, though, rises to 7% from 6.7%. And I don't know if I mentioned this. The overall unemployment rate rises to 3.7%, and that will be a function of those people going back into the labor force. So let me take a further dive into the numbers here, John.
Sure,
and you can take a dive into the markets and see how we're reacting.
It's pretty simple, Mike. Yields down, equities up. Yields at the front end down by 5 basis points to about 345. Equities up 0.6% on the S&P. On the Nasdaq up 0.6%. Dare I say, Mike McKee, that this might be called a Goldilocks jobs report through much of this morning. Just given what I'm looking at the moment, you've kind of got an inline payrolls figure. Unemployment's up, but participation is up, and wages are just a little bit softer. If the Fed had to design a jobs report this morning, Mike, would it look a little something like this?
It probably would. This is kind of what they're expecting, kind of what they're interested in. The unemployment rate rises because the number of unemployed people increased by 344,000, but it doesn't appear they lost jobs. It's like people coming back into the labor force who hadn't gotten jobs yet. So that's reasonably good news. The unemployment rate for adult men and Hispanics rose during the month. The jobless rates for women, teenagers, whites, blacks, and Asians, little change over the month. So basically, it seems to be a number of men coming back into the labor force that did not find jobs yet.